Koala Quackstacker, CEO and Big Cheese.
Hello and welcome to Cover by Cover. I'm Billiam Cosby.
And I'm... fuck you, JT, you common cuckoo.
Pleased to meet you, fuck you, JT, you common cuckoo.
You're a home-wrecking piece of shit is what you are. You know that, you groove-billed Annie?
Why are you calling me all these bird names?
No, I'm actually really glad that you asked, because it's something I've been meaning to get off my chest for a while, and this is the first opportunity where it's just been you and me doing an episode of Cover by Cover together.
Except that that's not accurate at all. We just did Azumanga Daioh.
I didn't write the script for Azumanga Daioh, now did I? But I wrote it this week, and you do not fare too well in the upcoming argument.
You wrote me losing an argument.
It's still less dishonorable than brood parasitism, you lesser roadrunner.
Okay. I think I get where you're coming from.
Oh yeah, do you?
Yeah, you're calling me all these bird names because you're comparing me to one of those birds that goes and lays its eggs in another bird's nest, huh? And then they wait for the mommy and daddy bird to come back and raise their bastard foster child for them. Is that it?
I didn't think you'd get it so fast.
Yeah, it was a brilliant analogy. Except for the fact that I didn't join the show until a year after you left. And since I've joined, we've septupled both our viewership and our subscriptions, we've started 2 new shows, and we've grown the brand by pretty much every conceivable metric. Oh yeah, and I'm pretty sure that I created Cover by Cover. So technically, you're the one invading in my territory. You're the one dropping your fucking eggs in my nest and trying to make me raise them, you pheasant kookle.
I mean, the bird name calling was my... Would you stay on script?
Oh, yeah, sure. Let me stay on script. I'm an unfunny loser who nobody asked for.
Read it as it's written.
Oh, sorry.
Ladies and gentlemen, Crayon Shin Chan.
Oh, Shin Chan. Where do we even start with you? Shin Chan is like Japanese Simpsons.
No, Shin Chan is more like Japanese South Park.
But South Park came out in 1997, and the first Shin Chan manga was released in 1990. Even the Shin Chan anime debuted way back in 1992.
Okay, you're right. Shin Chan isn't like anything. It is its own thing. What I can tell you is that it's a comedy deeply entrenched in Japanese culture and language, making it somewhat impenetrable to foreign audiences. Or so you'd think. As of right now, in 2019, this motherfucking titan of a show has 970 episodes.
That's 858 more episodes than Yu Yu Hakusho!
Yeah, it's a lot. And maybe more impressive is that even with all the Japanese wordplay humor, it's been localized to more than 40 different countries.
The specific version of the show that we're watching today is the Funimation dub, which casts Laura Bailey as the titular Shin, who is a little shithead. Yes, this enchanting siren does the voice of this child. Allow that knowledge to enhance your enjoyment of the show moving forward by 1000%.
The good folks over at Funimation also used a co-ed team of punch-up writers in cooperation with their translators to change much of the material too ensconced in Japanese milieu to something that Americans would think is funny, which explains the jokes about American geography and politics. But the Funimation dub of Crayon Shin Chan ends after 78 episodes. I'm just letting you know now so you don't go and try to buy the 970 episode collector's edition box set in English, because it doesn't exist.
And before you start in with the, but Alan, the 970 episode count is misleading because each episode is a 7 to 8 minute long vignette shit, you should know that first, my name's not Alan, it's Andy. Sorry for lying to you guys about that. And second, the 970 number isn't artificially beefed up by the, vignettes? Yeah, for each of those 970 episodes, there are 3 of those little stories per. That's freaking bonkers.
Bonkers indeed.
Hey, did you know Bonkers Indeed is playing at the Rave next weekend? Tickets are still available.
If you like them, they're probably ear cancer. Anyway, now it's time for the frenetic and bawdy carnival ride of Crayon Shin Chan.
Dude, you know that ear cancer is still on tour with Behemoth right now.
Our show starts off with three young boys hanging out together on the swing set talking about their allowances. Man, oh man, do I love a show about kids just being kids. It just totally recaptures that innocence of youth.
Hey, Georgie, how much allowance are you getting these days?
A sweet 50 bills a week plus stock options.
Wow, that's a lot. Are your parents doctors, lawyers, or Jews?
Okay, so right off the bat, let's get this out of the way. Shin Chan is objectionable, especially when viewed through the much more politically correct lens of current year. Back when this show was translated, our collective sensibilities were much less, well, sensitive.
You mean people weren't such little pussy-ass bitches and their senses of humor had some well-earned calluses on them?
Well, I guess that's one way to say it. Another point of view would be that culture has progressed to be more inclusive.
Of bok choy eating bloggers who get offended on someone else's behalf.
Ugh. You are just not gonna let us get through this episode without trying to offend as many people as possible.
I'm trying to take some of the heat off the show so they can actually enjoy these jokes.
By being a comedy martyr?
You heard it here first, folks. Andy, I think your comedy is murdering in this episode. JT Camp, 2019.
Yeah, that's exactly what I said. Anyway, this first chapter of episode 1 is about Shin trying to extort an allowance from his parents.
Okay, I can't hold off any longer. What the actual fuck is going on with the artwork in this show?
Whoa! Cut! You shut your damn mouth about Shin Chan! This is the only anime I've ever seen that actually appreciates cubism!
You know what? You need to calm down there, Captain Wellborn. I wouldn't want you to spill your Chateau Neuf de Pop on your starched Gerster Mouflon.
And what the hell are you wearing? Get out of here! You're not even in this episode! The art style is intentionally modeled after the look of rapidly produced, poorly drawn newspaper funnies. And as the show has progressed, the art style has become only more experimental, and the artist's freedom of expression has resulted in the very angular, nearly abstract appearance that you see today. Compare these stills of the 1992 anime with these from 1996. It moved in the opposite direction of most American animation. Usually shows start off with a personal flair until they get popular enough to afford a big budget, and then they get polished to look better. See, more palatable for the mainstream.
Huh. When you put it like that, it's actually kind of cool.
So anyways, Shin is still trying to convince his mother that he should receive an allowance.
You just wasted on stupid kitty crap like trading cards, video games, and crystal meth.
But Maso and Georgie's parents give them weekly allowances.
Well, if their parents gave them weekly horse whippings, would you want one of those too?
Depends. You still hit like a girl. Now you've left me no choice. I'm going on Spike.
You mean you're going to start injecting heroin?
Why should I?
Shin's mom is awesome. This is everything that a mom should be. She rolls with the punches and gives it right back to the little fuck.
Are you freaking serious? Shin's mom is criminally irresponsible. She basically encourages her son to use hard drugs and creates a toxic environment at home. Now that's terrible for his development.
You are more of an Oedipal mother than Joe Casta. You would be the worst helicopter parent ever. I knew kids that had parents like you in school. I'm not allowed to watch Ninja Turtles. My mom says they use magic sorcery, which is from the devil, and it'll make me do karate on my grandma. And you know what those kids grew up to be? Fucking losers who pushed back way too hard the other direction once they got old enough to rebel and subjected themselves to shitty music like Behemoth so everyone would know just how sharp their edge was.
Okay, first of all, what the fuck do you know about being a parent? And secondly, I totally agree with you.
Until you give me an allowance?
Oh yeah? What?
I vow to never pee again.
Is it too late to abort?
Okay, cut! Both of you stop laughing. We gotta wind it all back now.
Why?
Are you serious? This is getting way too dark. Abortion jokes? Yeah, that's what I thought. From the top.
After holding his pee doesn't get him an allowance, Shin heads over to his buddy Georgie's house to ask for advice.
Oh no.
Someone's at the door. Probably some ghetto kid selling candy.
No fucking candy! We don't want no candy! No candy! No fucking candy in this cart today!
You'll have to move on to blackmail. Do you know any secrets she's keeping? Drugs, drunken sex parties?
I don't know about any drunken insect parties, but I do know a few things Mom hides around the house.
I got it! They're turtles!
Like testudinase?
No, turtles.
Oh my freaking gosh, that's crazy.
I know, right?
They are turtles.
After conferring with Georgie, Shin reapproaches his mom with new demands.
Now I'll oversleep every day, so I miss the bus to that crappy American school you put me in.
でも変わった学校ね。
There we go. But adults are wily, and Shin's mom manages to volley back all of her son's threats. Shin takes it like a champ.
Kids are resilient.
Right. Aren't their bones made of rubber or something?
Yeah, silicon, I think.
That's the one. Anyways, that's the first chapter of the first episode. They're quick, little, digestible blocks surrounding a simple theme.
And the next little block begins with Shin doing his famous ass dance.
You're not doing anything Sunday. Maybe we could hang out?
Sorry, I think I'm gonna be busy picking my nose or something.
Pimp level, rhinestone manicure.
Shin's friend Maso has a crush on Ai, and watching Shin blow her off
Like a motherfucking pimp!
causes him to spring into action to defend her honor.
Tell you what, if you and your nose are free next Sunday, go ahead and pencil me in, alright? It's a date. Mwah.
Wow, a kiss! That's like the best thing a girl can blow!
Cut! Cut! Get rid of it! Unusable! You should not be laughing! These kids are 5! Sweet Sanders, where are the professionals around here?
Like I was saying, causing Maso to spring into action and defend her honor.
I propose a match between you and me, Horsey Poop Park after school. Be there!
He proposed? Masa wants to marry me?
Hey, do you think they make body pillows of that guy? The big beefy guy with the angel wings and the hairy legs and the high heels? Do you think someone in Japan manufactures body-length pillows with his image printed on it?
Yes. Shin decides to seek counsel from his teacher and broaches this sensitive topic with all the nuance you'd expect.
I kinda need advice about something.
About what?
Someone wants to knock booties with me.
Shin's teacher helps him with how to handle the Maso situation, and the school staff act remarkably responsible.
It was Maso.
It was Maso?
I say, he's never shown up on my gaydar before.
You know, now that I think of it, Maso always has been rather sensitive.
Homo!
Oh, this is just unacceptably homophobic.
They said it, not us.
And what about saying homo is homophobic anyway?
It's creating a toxic environment for young LGBT students who need freedom to explore their own.
Yeah, no one cares. Maso and Shin meet at Horsey Poo Park for their big showdown, and Shin tells him that he doesn't feel the same way, but that they should remain friends.
Maso, I can't go through with this. I just don't feel the same way that you do, but I came here to tell you we shouldn't fight. We should be friends. We should be friends. We should be friends.
Oh, please, Shin! Promise me we'll never quarrel again!
With Maso firmly established as big gay, the second chapter concludes.
In the next story, Shin is homesick from school having fever dreams of his favorite superhero.
Batman?
Action bastard!
Right, kid, let's show this flame-broiled bitch who's boss.
Yes, Shin's childhood hero and protector of the innocent is named Action Bastard.
Oh man, that is awesome. I want any new Batman titles between now and forever to be released under the Detective Bastard moniker.
So the rest of this one is pretty much your standard fare. You've got a giant old Cajun biddy made of flames dancing around in the sky, blasting bolts of ass fire all over the desert at our heroes before exploding into a compact sedan. Pretty standard.
Then Action Bastard's teen cohort Lollipop arrives with a liquid nitrogen weapon to dispose of the fever demon.
Lollipop!
Smack that bitch up!
Real Gloria Steinem, that one.
Good, his fever's gone down.
What'd I tell you? All I needed was some ice cream.
Well, that's the end of the first episode. I'm pretty much ready to render my verdict now. I like this show.
This is hilarious.
Excuse me. The format of Cover by Cover is to watch 2 episodes and then render your verdicts, boys. Now, action! I said action!
Next episode begins with...
No, this is bullshit. The next chapter is perfect as is. Good comedy requires no commentary. Just go watch it.
The next chapter begins with Action Bastard facing down a member of his famous rogues gallery, Dr. Enema.
No! As long as I have your little sidekick in my clutches, you are helpless. And she's not going anywhere.
Ah! It's all my fault! I asked for it by wearing a skirt!
That is it! Pack it up! We are done here!
What do you mean we're done?
I'm ending the episode. I cannot, in good conscience, allow this to continue. This...
Comedy?
This is not comedy.
It absolutely is comedy. I mean, sure, it's risque.
Risque? Risque doesn't even come close to describing what this is. It's so out of touch with...
Your personal moral outrage? You know, you don't get to decide what's funny, and you definitely don't get to decide what's off limits.
It's not about what I think is off limits. This show goes too far on a minute-to-minute basis. It crosses the line.
Let's say you're right. Shin Chan crosses the line. Well, where is that line? And who determines where it's drawn? Are you the arbiter of suitable content?
Well, I'd say it's fair to draw the line at jokes about a young girl getting anally raped. I don't think I'm being unreasonable there, am I?
But you are! Look, I'm not saying rape. The act of a woman...
Girl!
Okay, girl getting raped is funny. It's obviously unthinkably awful, but by making the topic taboo, by making the act of poking fun at the absurdity of it off limits, you forever lock someone into a prison of solemnity. Humor is a defense mechanism. Making light of something in your life that was so gruesome that it haunts you is a means of preparing yourself to approach it, even clumsily. And you can never gain mastery over something without approaching it.
Well, excuse me for not wanting to force the victims of sexual assault to reopen their wounds when they're trying to watch a comedy.
Wait, who's forcing anyone to watch anything? It's a totally voluntary situation to watch a distasteful comedy anime.
And what's your idea of comedy? Good comedy is supposed to make you feel off-balanced, even uncomfortable. George Orwell said that every joke is a tiny revolution. A punchy joke told in a dark comedy club is subversive because it's an attack on the expected, an objection to the unexamined status quo.
You two can try to dress it up with whatever fancy spin you want, but the fact is that you're not in any position to speak on the matter because your voice doesn't represent the disadvantaged or otherwise maligned communities that this kind of material is hurting.
And I don't have to be a chef to know when my dinner tastes like shit. I think what's really hurting them is turning their bones into jelly by forcing them into these marshmallow-lined boxes. To spare them any exposure because you think they're made of glass is to alienate them as different and banish them to the no-fun leper colony. That's why no joke should ever be forbidden. No topic can ever be off-limits, so long as it meets the one and only standard of comedy. Is it funny?
And I'm saying it wasn't.
Well, you're just wrong. This show was a riot, and I absolutely would continue watching.
As would I. I really enjoyed this show. I mean, it's anime comfort food. It's not something to live off of, but so satisfying in periodic quantities.
I can't believe you two. So disappointing.
You know what, you fucking Puritan? Why don't you go do a lecture series about it at some community college?
That's a great idea. I think I just will.
Well, that's going to do it for this week on Cover by Cover. I'm Andy Moore.
And I'm JT Camp, reminding you at home, If your drawings of people keep being mistaken for turtles, take hope. You may have a surprisingly enduring career in animation ahead of you.
I like turtles.